You knew something was up. You knew something was up today when Adam Schefter tweeted out that all of a sudden the Cowboys were at least listening to offers on Micah Parsons, as if they weren't listening before. I mean, the idea that people were calling up and they were hanging up immediately was a little bit absurd. And then the bombshell drops about 45 minutes to like an hour ago. I don't know. I was at Stanley Hardware. I was picking up nails. I have them. I have them in my pocket right here. Micah Parsons is traded. He got dealt to the Green Bay Packers in a deal that nets the Cowboys 2 first-round picks. There might be more compensation coming along the way. You know, David Putney might be thrown in there. But he becomes the highest paid player in the NFL that is not a quarterback after agreeing to a 4-year deal with the Packers for a whole lot of money. I'm not going to give you the particulars because I don't know them off the top of my head. This is really just a free-flowing video here. But my pipe dream, and I think a lot of Eagles fans' pipe dreams, is now poof. And I did a whole video on this. I did a whole video on, is this situation good for the Birds? Is the trade request by Micah Parsons good if you're an Eagles fan? On the surface, yes, it's good. He's not in your division anymore. He is arguably the best defensive player in the league. If not, he's at least top 5. He's up there. He's, I think, one of only a handful of guys that have had 12-plus sacks in 3 out of 4 years or something like that. I saw that stat on Twitter. And so on the surface, you go, yeah. But if you're one of these people, and I was one of these people, I started drinking the Kool-Aid and believing that there was a shot that Micah Parsons would one day become a Philadelphia Eagle, and that day would be when free agency hit because the Cowboys were going to shoot themselves in the foot. Well, this day, it kind of sucks in a way. The reality is that come week 1, in a week from now, actually, the Cowboys and Eagles game was not going to be dictated by Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons were to play in that game, you weren't going to sit back and go, man, Micah Parsons was the reason why the Cowboys won. And I say that because the talent discrepancy between the Eagles and the Cowboys is here. And one of the reasons why is because of ownership. Because ownership with the Eagles treats their players correctly. They reward their players for strong play, and they don't nickel and dime them and play hard to get, a la the way that Jerry Jones does things. We saw it with CeeDee Lamb. We saw it with Micah Parsons. We saw it with Dak Prescott. You know, all of a sudden he's popping off in the media talking about Dak Prescott not being worth the money that he gave him. And all of a sudden he is now going to be hesitant to give that money to anybody else. And that's exactly what happened with Micah Parsons. So you see 2 different sides of an ownership coin. You see the good in Jeffrey Lurie, I use over here at the Eagles, and then the bad with Jerry Jones. And Jerry doesn't care. That's the thing. I think Jerry would like to win, but his talent, or his organization is valued at $10 billion. He just had a very successful Netflix docuseries that I'm sure a lot of people watch, but I don't give one fuck about. The Cowboys are doing just fine, so he has the luxury of nickel and diming these players. And it's also the way that he came into the NFL. When he bought the Cowboys, that's the way you did things. You didn't reward players out of their contract. You didn't just hand them money for the sake of handing them money if you didn't have to. But Jeffrey Lurie realizes that this is a new day and age. So when Saquon Barkley should have broken Eric Dickerson's rushing record, he would have if he played in that last game. But when Saquon Barkley does what he does and he's still under contract, he goes, look, let's keep that guy happy. I saw what happened with his last organization with the New York Giants. Let's keep him happy. Let's give him some money. Jerry Jones doesn't do that. So I had this idea in my head, and I think a lot of Eagles fans did, and I know that I'll probably get some comments like, LOL clown, that was never going to happen. Look, if I were to tell you 2 years ago that Saquon Barkley was going to be an Eagle, you would have said the exact same thing. So just pump the brakes on the LOL clown stuff. But I had this idea that he was going to hit free agency. The Cowboys were going to be forced to let him walk. They were still going to say the right things. We want to bring him back, but at the right price. And the Eagles were to swoop in and get him. Now that he is not with the Cowboys, now that he has officially been traded, now that he has signed a 4-year deal with the Green Bay Packers, yeah, it kind of sucks because I didn't look at a situation like the Eagles and Cowboys were neck and neck and Micah Parsons made the difference, which in that case, if the rosters were neck and neck, Micah Parsons probably would have made the difference. Now it's a whole different story. And you trade him to the Packers, who were a playoff team last year. The Eagles beat them pretty handily. But it sucks because you traded him still in the NFC. The Cowboys end up getting 2 first-round picks. I'm not really worried about that because I don't think they really draft all that well. But I think in the short term, this will be good for the Birds, but for all those people like me who had this grandiose idea, this dream of a Saquon Barkley offense, Micah Parsons defense, that is now gone. So that kind of sucks. But I do like seeing the dysfunction with the Dallas Cowboys. How did I just say that? Hit thumbs down for that. The Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, you like seeing the dysfunction, and this isn't going to change. I think the two organizations that have had the worst offseason / training camp, unequivocally, have been the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. And the common thread there is really, really, really old ownership. The Browns have repeatedly been the cheapest organization in football. I mean, they act like they are a minor league baseball team, and they nickel and dime their players constantly. You don't know if you heard the report from Boomer Esiason basically saying, like, yeah, we were invited to alumni weekend. We had to buy our own rooms. That is the Bengals. The second to that would be the Dallas Cowboys because of this mess and because of Jerry Jones continuously getting in his own way, and I don't think that's going to change. I hope Jerry Jones continues to run the Dallas Cowboys organization until he is blue in the face. Pardon the pun. Because the fact is, while they will have some good players, and while they will accidentally fall into a good draft pick here and there, this is an organization that has not treated their players correctly. Even when they hand out the check, it's more of like a, yeah, okay, we're going to give it to you, but where's our thank you? And they don't seem to value the talent in the room that they have, the little talent in the room that they have. And I think deep down, Cowboys fans realize this. I think deep down, Cowboys fans look at it like, yeah, all we have is that Netflix docuseries. And I'm wondering, do they hang banners for that? Because on Thursday, a week from today, they're going to hang a banner in Lincoln Financial Field that says Super Bowl Champions LIX. And I'm wondering, when the Eagles visit Jerry's World, are they going to hang a banner that says Netflix Champions 2025? We'll find out, I guess. But I think deep down in Cowboys fans view this day as we're not competing in 2025. And the reality is you probably weren't anyway, not in this division. Because the Washington Commanders have leapfrogged you. Leapfrog you? I am not having a good video. Hit thumbs down. Again, smash that thumbs down. But they jumped you, and now you are third behind the New York Giants, who are going to start a rookie quarterback, and they're kind of a dysfunctional organization. So I guess in one way, it just depends on how you look at the Micah Parsons situation and looked at it in the future. If you believe that Micah Parsons had a shot of being an Eagle, this is a tough pill to swallow because now that has gone by the wayside. But in the short term, yeah, it's good that he's out of the division. You don't have to worry about him. It sucks that he's still in the NFC. You'd like him to go to the AFC. You'd like him to go to like a Denver Broncos, a team that you might see once every couple of years, but you don't really have to worry about unless you're in the Super Bowl. But hey, that's what happens. Now's the part where I beg you guys to subscribe. Subscribing is cool. I don't care if you ever watch another video. Just hit a subscribe button because I need 1,000. I'm going to get paid. So 1,000 subscribers, that's what we need. And as soon as I get 1,000, I'll stop begging you. Thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't know. As I said, not having a good video. But go Birds.